This
This
not already?
conference will now be recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, fine. So I hope you are practicing company creation process. So before going to start, anyone has any doubts on company creation process? Particularly anything, but particularly company creation process. Because company creation process is most important for particularly finance people, that will be helpful to you in implementation. Okay, I hope you are practicing company creation process. Okay, last week I think Saturday, Sunday, weekend, I think everyone has practiced. Anyone has any doubts in this company creation process? No? Fine. If it is no, then we'll proceed with today's session for T and L persons. This is most important for T and L people. So item model group. Item model group. Yeah,
Satya, I have one question here.
yeah, yes, please.
It's a general question.
Yeah.
So because this D365 is then the web application, the cloud-based application,
Mm.
how the people access the test system, they can test anything in the test system and then moving
Mm.
that to the production system.
Mm,
So
mm,
how
mm.
the test system can be accessed in this scenario of cloud-based?
So actually, for a UAT system, for demo system, sorry, for testing server, for UAT server, for production server, for each server there will be separate link here.
Okay, okay.
This link will be given here. It will be written like somewhere else UAT, somewhere else test. They will have for notification. Okay, so there will be separate links for separate applications.
Right. Okay.
Then, okay,
Yeah. Thank you.
fine. Yeah. Well, so now item model group. Of course, this is a part of T&L, but finance people also it is most important. The first checkbox is stocked product. This I have discussed earlier. If it is a item type, let me take another duplicate for this one. So if you enable this stocked product, if you enable the stocked product, then automatically you can find the on-hand inventory. I mean to say product information management, released products. So particularly for service type items, otherwise let me take another duplicate. So if you go to accounts payable, invoices, finance team, I have discussed this one, pending vendor invoice. So if you click new, from item model group also, from product release product also we can see, but from here it will show you the non-stacked products clearly. So I'm selecting the vendor account. So for this, it will be non-stacked products. C001, C002, C003, C004. For all these items, it is a non-stacked product. These items. So if you are selecting item with the non-stacked product, then on-hand inventory and transactions will be disabled. So this item, if you click on this item, if you verify what is the like item model group attached to this item, if you verify, then it is item model group is exp. If you verify this exp, it is item model group is non-stacked product. So if it is non-stacked product, then you cannot see on-hand inventory. Okay, particularly expense items, I don't want. Why? While calculating inventory value, while doing inventory calculation, I don't want the cost price should be included in the inventory valuation. I don't want inventory valuation in the stock product. So at that time, we will enable this checkbox. Sorry, we will disable this checkbox if you don't want inventory closing calculations. But if you want inventory valuation or quantity, how many purchased, quantity, how many sold, definitely we need this checkbox. So in general, we'll select this checkbox. Particularly for expense items, we will not enable this checkbox. In general, we'll enable this checkbox. Okay. Then we have learned this one before LIFO weighted average last Friday, and then this include physical value means, suppose if you want, while doing product receipt, it is not updating the cost value calculation. In the cost value calculation, it is not updating if you are doing product receipt or packing slip. But if you want that one, you can enable this checkbox. I mean to say 10 quantity purchased and invoiced, another 10 quantity purchased and purchase order is created and product receipt is generated, but not invoiced. If you want to include that one in the inventory calculation, you can use this. Clearly it was given. This is fixed price receipt and means here, this is for standard cost, we'll use it for manufacturing purpose. Fixed price purpose. I have not used much on this one, to be frankly. These two are most important: post physical inventory, post financial inventory. Post physical inventory means at the time of product receipt, it should be enabled. I mean to say the financial postings at the time of product receipt, if you want to post, then this should be enabled already. That means this checkbox and one more checkbox, like in accounts payable module, if you enable that checkbox, then at the time of product receipt, financial postings will be done. And this checkbox, and at the time of like in the accounts receivable module parameters, we have one more checkbox. If you enable this one, then packing slip postings, financial postings will be updated. So the temporary postings, if you want in the system, then this should be enabled. And this is for financial postings at the time of invoice. Understood? This checkbox is for the product receipt and packing slip postings, temporary ledger accounts. This checkbox is at the time of invoice. Okay. If it is expenses, we will enable this checkbox. And this one is actually for standard cost, we'll use it for standard cost, because for standard cost, we need to enter cost price here. In the setup, you need to enter cost price. Manage cost. Here you need to enter item price. Cost price should be entered here. So actually, if it is a standard cost method, then costing sheet will come into the picture. Okay. So for the costing sheet, it will be entered. Let me show you that one also. Give me 1 second. Actually, it is a part of production. Slowly it is more about production related, but let me show you just high level information where it is available, how it is looks like. it is in cost accounting, not cost accounting, sorry, cost management. Give me 1 second. I will show you where it is available. Costing sheet. Yeah. So if you are a production consultant, you need to map all these things. This is material cost. This is overhead cost, transportation overhead, price. This is also electricity, electronic component, something. So this is the structure of cost price. There is many calculations inside. Like this. Okay. Overhead cost means not only material cost, you need to include, along with material cost, you need to include electricity cost, machinery cost, employee cost, indirect cost. There will be so many things, so that the final finished goods cost price will be included all these things. Okay, there are many things inside. This is called costing sheet. If you want to become a production consultant, costing sheet you need to learn. Okay, so in this, so if you want to do some if you are mapping this one as a costing sheet, then cost price will be updated from here, but you need to enter cost price from here, it will be updated from there. If you run this BOM process, automatically cost price will be captured here. It will be captured here. If it is a BOM, it will be captured. Let me verify any BOM and I will like to show you that one. Give me 1 second. Think let me verify whether it is this one is a BOM or not. No, this is not a BOM. Give me 1 second. Maybe in this series M003 something. Let me verify. Okay, so this L002 is BOM item. Then cost price will be calculated and will be updated here in the manage cost. Through process, the cost price will be updated here. Of course, it is not exist. Okay. Let me do calculation. Of course, this is related to production module, cost management. Okay, it will be post. It was calculated like this. Now, so if you want to see this, look at this one. I need to click on this one. Sorry. I don't want this process. I want to see view. So here it will show you. Okay, this is item cost and some like internal logistics, labor cost. This price also it was included. Okay, so if it is a standard cost, that is manufacturing process, if you are producing an item, then cost price will be updated. So here in this, suppose you are selling at the rate of some other price, and sales price will be different, and the cost price will be different. The difference between these two will be posted at the time of packing slip. These accounts will be hit. So during sales process, so here estimated estimated revenue for the delivered cost, if you want to update here, you can update this one, estimated revenue account. Okay, so this is majorly will be used in the production process, for the standard cost. So at the time of packing slip, expected revenue you are entering, and at the time of invoice it will be reversed. This is estimated revenue, deferred revenue, that is they are telling like deferred revenue account. Okay, fine. So this checkbox and this checkbox, if you are going to use production process, you are going to enable if you want, otherwise you can skip this one, but it is will enable usually for the production process. It is not mandatory. Based on the discussion, you can proceed. Okay, now these are the important points for logistics consultants. One is post financial negative inventory, another one is post physical negative inventory. So post physical negative inventory means so for this item, if you go on hand inventory, so stock is not there. Let me take our regular item, normal item, on hand inventory. Then if you click here, the search name, we saw inside here, one is physical cost amount, one is financial cost amount. If I'm doing packing slip from the sales process, then it will update with minus. Remember, I have shown here, if you are doing packing slip, then minus quantity will be updated here. So whether you want this minus at the time of physical negative inventory, yes, I need. Otherwise, I cannot do packing slip in the process. So that is required. Post physical negative, sorry, post financial inventory. Post financial negative inventory means I want at the time of like financial negative inventory means here, suppose I did product receipt, but I have not done invoice. Let me explain you. This is most important. Post financial inventory. I have received, I did purchase order for 10 quantity and I did product receipt for this 10 quantity. Now I would like to do a sales order packing slip and invoice. So I have not invoiced here. I have not invoiced. Now, whether system should allow to post it or not. Understood? Whether system should allow to post. So if you want allow, then this financial negative inventory should be updated. Financial negative inventory. This financial negative inventory means actually I have not received invoice. Making sense? I have not received invoice from the vendor, but I would like to do a packing slip and invoice. So then I need this checkbox always. Select this option to enable negative financial inventory for the item model group. Negative financial inventory is often used for services. If this option is cleared, the cost price must be known for the, so you can go through this message, but here it is intention is like, so it was explained very with the example. Okay, so on hand inventory, it is explained clearly. So at the time of invoice, I want actually like it is available, stock is available, but not invoiced, but I can do this one. If you want like this, we need to enable this checkbox. Post financial inventory. Post physical physical negative inventory means just give me 1 second. Huh? Okay, so here this is, we did the same example. Here we did registration, means picked. So if you want at the time of picked quantity, if you want to use, actual inventory will be updated. Am I right? So at that time I cannot, system should not allow, because once registration is done, I need to do product receipt as well. Then only I would like to proceed for this one, because registration means it was from the truck, it was unloaded to our premises. That is this one. Okay, fine. Is it clear these two check boxes or not? One is post financial inventory, another one is post physical inventory. Any confusion? These two check boxes at least. This is, we did product receipt and then I want the material should be updated, because at the time of sales it will be minus will be updated. This is for, here it was explained like picked quantity. Look at this one. Okay, so post physical, like see here, physical negative inventory we should not enable, financial negative inventory will be enabled. These two will be done. Next, this check boxes. Quarantine management means during the warehouse management quarantine process, if you want to enable, we can enable this process. We'll discuss this point later, because I need to explain the quarantine management module. Now let us understand these four check boxes, most important for T&L consultants. Registration requirements. Registration requirements means registration requirement and receiving requirement. We learned purchase order process, purchase order creation, purchase order confirmation, then registration. Of course, in between there is like a receipt list also available. It is optional. Then registration, then product receipt, then vendor invoice. Okay. Now, if you want, this should be mandatory. Then, if you enable this checkbox, registration requirements checkbox. Registration requirements. Understood? This is for T&L people. Understood this one or not? These two checkboxes. Any confusion? In the same manner, picking requirements and deduction requirements means sales order process. Sales order confirmation, you can use it. It is the optional only. Then picking list registration. These two steps are together dual step. Together will be updated. Packing slip. Then customer invoice. Here, this checkbox. Picking requirements mandatory. In the same manner, deduction requirements. Understood? Yes or no? At least these checkboxes are important for T&L consultants. Any confusion? Anyone has anything here? At least are you able to follow me? Yes, please. Anyone?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So these 4 checkboxes in real-time scenario for T&L consultant, you need to make sure, like if the client is asking, I can create a purchase order, I can do confirmation, I can do invoice directly, or I can create a sales order and I can do invoice directly. But if they want these 2 checkboxes should be mandatory, you can enable these checkboxes at least. Okay, these 2 checkboxes. And here I forgot to explain you one more thing. Physical negative inventory means, one more thing I want to tell you here. Physical negative inventory. In this, suppose I have 5 quantity in my on-hand inventory. I have 5 quantity in my on-hand inventory. Now I'm trying to do sales order for 10. Whether should be allowed or not. Sales order. On-hand inventory is 5 quantity. Now I'm doing sales order 10 quantity. Whether it should be allowed or not.
Should be allowed.
So on-hand inventory is 5 washing machines available in my on-hand inventory. Now if I'm doing sales order means minus 10 quantity should be updated. If I update like this, sales order quantity, and then in I mean to say here packing slip, I mean to say should allow or not. Packing slip. So on-hand inventory 5. Example laptops. 5 laptops exist. Now I am trying to do packing slip for 10 quantity. Should be allowed or not? Yes, please. Anyone? Unmute yourself. It is we need to discuss it's required healthy arguments. At least
Ideally,
something.
it should not be allowed, but if we do some checkbox,
Yes.
then it will allow.
So in real time scenario, it should not be. In 99% scenarios, it should not be allowed. It should not be allowed. The reason behind it is on-hand inventory like laptops. I have 5 laptops. How can I sell 10 quantity? It is not a real-time scenario. So that is this scenario, this checkbox. Then why it was given? Why it was given? Like in which scenario I need to enable this checkbox? In which scenario I need to enable this checkbox? 99% scenarios we will not enable that checkbox. Physical negative. Sorry, this is what I have written. Physical negative inventory, financial negative inventory. I have not written it. This is my mistake. So 99% scenarios, this should not be happened. This should not be happened. 99% scenarios. Costly items, any costly items, it should not be allowed. Okay. In very rare scenarios, I will enable this checkbox. I will enable this checkbox in very, very rare scenario. So what scenario you will enable this checkbox? Okay. So let us understand this point. Suppose nuts, 1-inch nuts. I'm selling 1-inch nuts. It is taking some time for me, like Google to refresh. This one. Okay, this nuts I'm selling, I'm purchasing and selling. Understood now? This nuts and bolts, small things. So this is costly, 1,30,060, like sorry, 1,370. Of course, this is small pieces, small pieces. I'm not talking about this costly nuts. I'm not talking about costly nuts. I'm talking about small pieces like for 10 rupees, you will find some 20, 25, 100 something. I'm talking about this one, small pieces, not costly. Of course, for missionary, there will be a costly nuts. Okay, I'm not talking about that one. Fine. Now, suppose in my inventory, I have 1,000 items. In my inventory, I have 1,000 items. One customer asked me 200 quantity. Then my delivery boy has counted 180 and he has given as a system. Actually, if I like another one more person came and he asked 300 and he has counted like 460. And one more guy he came at like he asked like 300. Sorry, this is 260. One more guy he asked like 300, like he has given 310. Okay, if it is a washing machine, instead of 200, if he sends like 180, people will come to fight with you. But whereas nuts and bolts, instead of 300 or like instead of this is small pieces, it is a small pieces. I have requested like give me 200. If he counted like 180 and he counted 200, but actually it is 180. I will not count these pieces. Agree with me, everyone? Okay, if you are doing suppose any woodwork in your home, if you want nuts, like suppose 200 nuts are required, that guy like carpenter will ask like at least 300. He is sure like he will not get exact 200, so it may be like plus or minus. Now like 200 1000 nuts are available. Actually 200 plus 300 500 plus 800 300, total 800. As per the system it is 200. As per the system it is 200, but as per this one it is 20 plus 40 60 minus 10, but physically it is available 250. Understood? Any confusion here? This is system quantity, but physical actual because of delivery boy mistakes. Now one customer came and he is asking like 250. He is asking 250. Now in the system it is 200 it is showing, but actually physically 250 is available. Understood? Are you able to imagine what I mean to say here? These are small pieces. For 1 rupee, for 10 rupees, they will give you a bunch of items. 50 items, 100 items, they will give small nuts and pieces. Nails also, even it is nails. This one. Understood? Fine. So in this case, I can use this one. Actually, customer is asking 250 quantity. So physically 250 is available, but in the system it is 200. Understood? Yes or no, please. It is most important for everyone.
Yes.
So in these situations, you will enable this physical negative inventory, even though less quantity. So you can blindly remember like this is negligible price, but not item piece. So people will think like small piece of items. No, I mean to say it is, I have not informed like small piece of items, because if it is a golden items, small piece, it is a costly. So here don't assume like small piece of items. My intention is here small, like I mean to say worth, very little worth of items, we can enable this checkbox. Understood?
So Satya, how can we enable for individual items? Let's say like this is a small item and
So
low price.
yeah, you will create two item model groups. You will create one is FIFO. Suppose if you are following FIFO 1, FIFO 2, FIFO with negative, physical negative, FIFO with financial without financial negative, sorry, without physical negative. You will need to create two models. Understood?
Okay.
And we will attach for normal regular items without this checkbox. For few items, as I told you, very negligible price items, for that we will map this one. So you will create two, like as many as you can create, am I right? And you can attach. Make sense? While creating an item, where you need to take care about these things. So you are creating an item, at that time you are attaching item model group. You are attaching item model group. That item model group, you can enable that checkbox. If it is a small piece of items, you can attach that model group like FIFO with physical negative inventory. Without physical negative inventory, you will create two items, two item model groups, sorry, two item model groups, and you can attach based on the requirement. Make sense? Okay, fine. I hope it is clear for everyone. Okay, so these checkboxes important, particularly these four checkboxes. These two checkboxes is most important, whether you want it or not. Of course, by default, 99% scenarios you are going to enable this checkbox, and these two checkboxes also you are going to enable. Now, date control, reservations. Look at this one. It is FIFO. It is FEXFO. First expiry, first date. This checkbox will be enabled. First expiry, uh, first out checkbox is enabled for particularly medicines, food items, medicals and food items. This will be selected very first. What do you mean by this checkbox? Okay, here this is batch number. Batch number. If you enable batch number, let me show you. For any item, batch number is enabled. Inventory management. So tracking dimensions, batch numbers. If it is a food item, generally will have one batch number. Each item will have batch numbers. These items will have multiple options: expiration date, best before date. These two. Suppose if you go to medical shop, you are purchasing medicines. you are purchasing medicines, then same medicine, one is expiry date is 31st July 2021. Another is 31st October 2021. If you go to medical shop, he will verify this medicine, what is the expiry date. This is like once like 5 sheets available. This is 5 sheets available. What medical person he will do? He will give this one. Today it is March month, so there are 4 months to expire. They will give you this sheet rather than this sheet. If you observe, if you go to medical shop, if you are purchasing, they will verify if it is 4-5 sheets are there. They will verify the dates silently without knowing you. They will do it. So in the process also, reservation, while doing reservation, this if you are doing food products, we need to enable this checkbox. So this is for reservation. So consuming item consumption should be first this, later this. Here consumption means during sales it will be consumed or during production. If it is in the production process, then you need to use this item. You need to use this item very first. Like suppose take the example like wheat powder. You are mixing wheat powder and you are making biscuits. At that time you need to use wheat powder, milk, sugar and something components. Then you will use this material first, later you will use this material. Agree with me? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So then this is, you can enable this checkbox, first expiry, first date. So these all are based on your requirement, you can use it. First expiry, first out. Okay. Next, here like FIFO date control, backward shipment date. These checkboxes, how should be enabled? Okay. Not for this one, but for this, I'm just enabling. One minute, just give me 1 second. Here FIFO date control, backward date shipment date, these two. Okay, so for these two, give me 1 minute, I will give you best example in the system. This is if you enable one checkbox, what happens? If you enable two checkboxes, what happens? Everything is explained here in the very clearly. Give me 1 second. Please bear with me for one or 2 minutes. It will be, sometimes it is not refreshing properly. This is browser issue. Okay, here it was clearly explained. Take the example here. Item A. Item A, batch number 1000, batch number 1001, batch number 1002. There are 3 batch numbers. Okay, if both these checkboxes are not selected, then this will be reserved first. This will be reserved first. If both checkboxes are not selected, the first number will be selected first. Because this is alphanumeric, if it is numeric or alpha, you know, like if it is alpha A, next B, next C. If it is numbers, it is first 100 or 1000, next 1001, 1002. So both checkboxes are cleared, then this will be selected. If it is first checkbox is selected, second checkbox is not selected, second checkbox is not selected, then here date control, this is first ship date, then it will be calculated. The first date, both are selected, then last date, because date control and backward shipment, this should be shipped first. So this reservation is important for production process, particularly for production process. These checkboxes, whether you need to, how to reserve the material, which item should be reserved. One is production process, where whenever you are consuming in the production or during sales, either one, you can use these checkboxes. So if you Google like this, FIFO date control in 2012, you will find this one very much clearly. Like this, it is very simple information. It was clearly explained. This is ship date. Understood? Any doubt in this? These are 2 checkboxes. Here, same batch selection means, suppose whenever 2 items here in the batch number, suppose here it is 2 sheets, here it is 5 sheets. Now customer is asking 3 sheets. Now 2 sheets only available here, 3 sheets here. Okay, so if you select the checkbox, same batch selection, if you select this checkbox, then all 3 will be consumed from here. If it is not selected, then 2 sheets from here and 1 sheet from here. Getting my point? That is same batch selection. Understood? FIFO date control, if you enable, we have option like whether it should be expiration date or best before date. So if it is medicines, there will be expiry date. If it is a food items, it is a best before date. Whatever it is relevant, you can map. Okay, so here if you enable this one, consolidate requirement means For future orders also, like, so here it is like, suppose for purchase order quantity also, if you want to reserve for sales order, we can enable this one to consolidate a single requirement. I mean to say, if this checkbox is majorly will be used, like on hand inventory is 5 quantity, and purchase order I have created 10 quantity. Now sales order packing slip can be 12 quantity. If you want this one at the time of reservation, this, then we can make one requirement, consolidate one requirement, this checkbox. Understood? Future require, see, future inventory. This is future inventory, means the purchase order quantity I have not received, I have created a purchase order, then this checkboxes. So this all checkboxes are most important. So purchase registration I have not used, I have not used this, to be frankly. 1 second, let me verify. But all these checkboxes I am sure. The item had received the tracking batch dimensions. Active. This field enables the during purchase registration process. So I have not used much this checkbox. I'm not very sure about this one, but remaining checkboxes I'm sure. Okay. So any doubt in these checkboxes? Anyone? So this will be, this reservation functionality will be used for sales process, item consumption, or in the production process. In the production process also, which item I need to pick from my inventory, then based on this checkboxes we can enable. Yeah. Anyone has any doubt in this? Of course, it is. Yes, please. Yeah. Yes, please.
So what exactly the meaning of same batch?
Okay. So here there is 2 sheets. Here it is 5 sheets. Okay. Now, if one customer came and he is asking like 3 sheets, if he is asking, customer is asking 3 sheets. So then, if the checkbox is not selected, then these 2 checkboxes, first these 2 sheets, and then 1 sheet should be sent to, given to the customer. If it is cleared, that checkbox is cleared. If it is selected, then system will pick all these 3 sheets from here. Same
Okay, it's kind of bundle picking.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Same kind. Because the customer should not get confused why 2 expiration dates available. I will give all these 3 together to that customer. Not only customer, I mean to say here sales consumption. It may be a consumption means through sales or through manufacturing also, while doing manufacturing also. So consumption, stock consumption will be happened in 2 areas majorly. One is sales process. Through sales it will be consumed or it will be decreased. I mean to say stock will be deducted. And another way is like, if you are a manufacturing process, you will consume the material in the production process. Suppose biscuit manufacturing company, then like this material, raw material will be consumed and finished goods will be produced. So, okay.
So Satya, what is the main advantage here? We can consume like two from one bundle and another
Okay,
one from different bundle, right?
fine. So suppose biscuit expiration date, I need to make it like based on the wheat powder date. If I'm consuming these two together, then biscuits, if it is a manufacturing of biscuits, if I'm taking all these three from here, from October 31st, I can publish, I can enter the expiration date as 31st October for the biscuit also. If I'm using two sheets from here, two packets, suppose two packets from here and one packet from here, then I need to put all this as best before date is 31st July only. Agree with me?
Yeah, this is kind of okay for food industry. How about like any steel tubing companies or anything manufacturing companies?
So actually, in like manufacturing industry, how it will be scenarios, I'm not very much clear. I don't have much different scenarios with me, but in any case, in any situations, whether you want to take with the same batch for all items, then you can enable this checkbox.
Okay.
That's it. In any situations, it may be different scenarios. I have given only one example. Of course, in any situations, if you want all together in one batch, then you can take. Another example like uh, take the example like sugar cane, whether it is applicable. Sugar cane. Then I don't want to mix. This is the quality is less. This is quality is high. These are the two different uh, like a bunch of material. Just give me 1 second, please. Just give me 1 minute. Okay, so sugar canes. Then if you are mixing, then the like quality. This is suppose quality bundle. This is a little bit lesser quality bundle. You know, like sugar canes will from the sugar canes will make sugar and good and everything. Okay, so then in that case, if you are mixing, the quality will be decreased. This is a quality item. This is little bit lesser quality. I don't want to mix. Agree with me? Is it?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's fine.
So that is different scenarios, different situations may occur in the manufacturing. Of course, in the I have implemented for manufacturing long back, but not worked on the floor. I have not worked in the floor.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that is the reason I don't have much experience on this. Give me 1 second, please. Okay, fine. Just 1 minute. I'm sorry. So this is about item model group in detail. Item model group in detail. Okay, so please go through this checkboxes, verify, try to more help will be available from here. Of course, this will not be because it is a very huge subject. Remaining all are there is checkboxes. It was explained very much clearly. Try to go through this one. So actually, for getting a job or working with this one, it is not a complex at all. Only the complexity is like in implementations, you need to remember this one is most important. In implementation process, it is important. Okay, because while implementing, whether you need to select the checkboxes or not, you need to make very much clear about these checkboxes. So if you are enabling, it is behaves differently. If you are disabling, it will behave differently. So it is very important in a real-time scenario. It is very important about these checkboxes. Okay, so with this one, like finance and T&L batch combination, like combining of finance and T&L is done. So tomorrow onwards, it will be separated. Both finance and T&L, it will be separated. Finance team is finance, T&L team is like T&L, it will be 6 to 7 is T&L and 7 to 8 is finance. Okay, now let me continue. So in our company, I think SPLC, here if you go to inventory management, journals, inventory journals, movement journal. If I want to create a new journal, I need to select journal name, but journal name is not there. So this is one of your task. Journal names should be created in the new company. For T&L consultants, journal name should be created. So by default, it is not available. You need to create. So where we need to create these journal names? So in setup, journals, names, inventory. Okay, here you need to create new, and here these are the journal names. One is for movement journal, you need to create movement, and one is for inventory adjustment journal, you need to create inventory. You need to create for BOM journal, transfer journal, counting journal, and tag counting journal. You are sure about this, all these things. Okay, so all these journals you are sure, am I right? Only one thing you are not sure about: project. That project is for project management and accounting. We need project. Okay, project management and accounting. It is project management module. We need to enable this one, and another one is fixed assets. That is for the fixed asset, means for finance, not for T&L consultants. It is not for T&L consultants. It is for fixed assets is for finance. I will show this, what is the benefit from like what is the use of this fixed asset journal name. I will explain you for finance team. This is for finance, this is for project management and accounting, and ownership change I will explain you for the T&L consultants. But remaining all are you should be very much clear. Movement journal, you know. Let me compare side by side. Inventory management, journal names. Okay, here it is available. So in this, so in like for movement journal means this is journal name. Another one is inventory adjustment journal, that is for second one, inventory adjustment. Transfer journal, this is for transfer journal. Next one is BOM, like BOM journal we have discussed, and inventory ownership change, that is last one, ownership change. Okay, counting journal and tag counting, these two is available in here in the counting and tag counting. We have discussed this one, counting journal, tag counting journal. And one is project. This is for project management and accounting module. It is not for you. Project management accounting. Fixed assets is for finance team. So for finance team, you are going to learn about this journal name in most probably tomorrow. Understood? Any doubt here? All these things. So you need to create, suppose, movement journal. Once it is created, then only it will be available in the movement journal. So SPLC. Okay, if you click new, because we have created journal name. Now if you click new, you can find the journal names, so that you can proceed to create the opening stock. If it is a company, fresh company, you need to do your, this is your task, like journal names you need to create like this. Understood? Any doubt here? Okay, voucher series, if you want, automatically by default it will be available. You can capture, it is not an issue for T&L, but for finance people, I need to explain you something in finance journal. This is related to inventory journals. I'm talking about inventory journals. In the same manner, finance team, they are going to learn finance journals tomorrow, like in the new company creation process. I will continue another 3-4 days for finance, because finance people, they need to understand little bit more insights about new company creation, because they need to do vendor payment and customer payment, and then check bounces also. So journal names I need to create. So in another at least 2 days, new company creation process will be continued for finance consultants, 7 to 8. Understood? Any doubt here? This is simple, but you need to aware of this journal names. Where it is available, it is inventory management, setup, journal names, inventory management. You can create journal names like this. You need to create all these journal names. Okay, clear? Any doubt? Anyone? Okay, I hope it is clear. Okay, for company creation process for T&L people, yes, that's it, not much. For finance, I need to explain you a lot. Fine. Okay, one more thing, intercompany stock transfer. Okay, transfer, there are 3 words in the system. Of course, this is pure T&L. It is not part of finance, but finance team, if you want to stay back, no issues. Anyhow, another 40 minutes we have. If you don't want, you can leave also, because this is a T&L topic. One is transfer, another one is transfer order, another one is intercompany stock transfer. Transfer means transfer journal. There are 3 words: transfer journal, transfer order, intercompany stock transfer. So what is the difference between All these are transfer, transfer, transfer. So anyone can guess exactly what do you mean by this one by one? All are transfers only. Particularly for T&R people, this should be clear to your career. Whenever you are like, one is item master, one is transfer. These two words, without these two, you cannot survive or you cannot clear your interview. So anyone take step, and can you explain me the differences between these two or three, at least your assumption, something? Anyone, please? Ajay, Takir, Venkat, anyone?
Yeah, transfer journal is like when we are moving the inventory from one location to another location, or we can transfer it like one site to different site.
Okay.
Where transfer order we will create, and where we can do from like from warehouse to warehouse. Even we specified the material details there, but we the journal transfer journal is different, where transfer order is different, where we can include the warehouse module also.
Yes, yes, you are right. Yes, you are right. Okay. Now, any guess on this one?
Yeah, it's one company to another company, but I never checked on this.
Exactly, you're right. At least high level.
Yeah.
Whatever you said, 100% correct, Ajay. So just I'm enhancing a little bit on these points. Only journal. Here, one size to another size. One batch to another batch. Anything. Understood? Transfer journal means from one inventory dimension to any other inventory dimension. This is generalized. Of course, one location to another location is also best example. It is one inventory dimension to another inventory dimension. So what are inventory dimensions? Can anyone help me? What are inventory dimensions?
Size, color, configuration is style. And fourth one is inventory value something.
That's it. What are inventory dimensions? That is product dimensions, to be frankly. Takir, you are right. But
Yes,
some
yes.
more. Yeah. Inventory dimensions. I'm talking about inventory dimensions. What are inventory dimensions? The question is like, suppose, can you explain me about dimensions? This is the first question. One person, you are attending interview. The first question is like, can you explain me about dimensions?
Site, warehouse, location.
Okay. The question is, see, just because it is most important, explain me about dimensions. This is the question. Interviewer is asking like, explain me about dimensions.
Like it's a control how items are stored and taken from inventory.
Okay. Then immediately I will not
Inventory
answer.
dimension, storage dimension.
Yeah, I will not answer this question immediately. For this question, I will shoot opposite question.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
sorry, we have like when you're coming to dimensions, where we can say like storage dimensions we have and tracking dimensions we have. So which one you are asking?
Fine, you are right partially, but the first question should be whether you are asking financial dimensions or inventory dimensions. This is my reverse question to the interviewer. I know inventory dimensions, I know financial dimensions. Which one you are asking? Of course, for technical people, they are not very much familiar with financial dimensions. They are not familiar with much about this one. If you are attending this question, like if the interviewer is asking about dimensions, only dimensions, you need to don't give answer immediately. So the senior people and junior people, I mean to say, my intention is you are new to the product. Then if I am asked, if you are any interviewer is asking questions, if you are reversing you are shooting reverse questions perfectly, they will expect like you are experienced. So you need to question once again, financial dimensions or inventory dimensions. So finance people, they know like financial dimensions like operating units, masters, custom dimensions. To be frankly, this operating units, masters and custom dimension is defined by me. Only I have classified. That is my own classification. But nowadays, my students are in the market. They are almost 7 years, 6 years experience, and they are teaching to some juniors, and they are it is spreaded across a lot. I'm very happy, but there is no explanation like this. One is operating units, masters, and then custom dimensions. You are familiar with finance dimensions. Operating units means business unit, department, cost center, value stream, retail channel. Masters means customer group, vendor group, item group. Like that, there are 25 to 26 dimensions are available. Now, inventory dimensions means if it is asking inventory dimensions are classified into 3: storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, product dimension group. In the storage dimension group, we have site, warehouse, location, license plate, and then inventory status. In tracking dimension group, batch number, serial number, and owner. And in like product dimension group, it is color, size, style, configuration. So you know very much clearly, crystal clear about the dimensions. So I'm requesting you, don't miss these dimensions. If the interviewer, definitely 99% interviewer will ask, if you are attempting finance or T&L, you will face this question. So you should be very much clearly and confidently you need to speak about the dimensions. Then opposite person think like, yes, you have experience. Because if it is some scenario based questions, you cannot give answer 100% perfect. Scenario based questions. But whereas already existing data, whatever it is there, if they are asking, you should be very much clearly, crystal clear explanation should be done. Okay, I hope it is clear for everyone. Okay, so inventory dimensions means it is of course classified into 3, but all are inventory dimensions. Site is an inventory dimension, warehouse is a inventory dimension, site, warehouse, location, license plate, and then inventory status, batch number, serial number, owner, color, size, style, configuration, all are inventory dimensions. But it was classified into 3, like one is storage dimension group, tracking dimension group, product dimension group. Clear? Any doubt in this? Okay, I hope definitely will clear. Okay, now transfer journal means from one inventory dimension to any other inventory dimension. It may be a site to site, size to size, anything from one inventory dimension to another inventory dimension, then it is transfer journal. Transfer order means it is from one warehouse to another warehouse, So in this one warehouse to another warehouse, there is temporarily there will be a distance between one warehouse to another warehouse. Then for some time it will be moved from warehouse to like transfer warehouse. Transfer warehouse means maybe a truck, maybe a auto, or maybe a courier, anything, maybe a courier, whatever it may be. Okay, one warehouse to another warehouse, that is transfer order. Now intercompany stock transfer means from one company to another company. from one company to another company, it will be transferred. Why it is one company to another company? What do you mean by this one? Inventory one company to another company. So if you are asking this question, suppose I have a company in Mumbai, another company is in Hyderabad. These two are my companies only. I have one company in Hyderabad, I have one company in Mumbai. Then I would like to transfer from, I mean to say, it is, I want Hyderabad company, I want some 10 quantity. So rather than purchasing from some other company in Mumbai, I have a material, like that company has material, I will purchase from my own company. I will purchase from my own company. So in Mumbai, I have one company, that is another company. So for them, it is sales. For me, it is finance. Sorry, it is purchase. For me, it is purchase, means for them, it is a sales. So then what happened? Because of the setups, if you create a purchase order in one company, automatically sales order will be created. If you create purchase order in one company, automatically sales order will be created in another legal entity. That is called purchase order, like intercompany stock transfer. Okay, this is intercompany stock transfer. Understood the purpose? Okay, practically let me show one sample example and then we'll come back here.
Satya, what is the difference between transfer journal and movement journal?
Transfer journal and movement journal. Transfer journal is we are changing inventory from one inventory to another inventory. Movement journal is for opening stock. Movement journal is like, maybe their intention is, actually I don't like that word movement journal, I will use, I want opening journal, but it may be because from legacy system to new system, that means Dynamics 365. Suppose you are implementing in example like any one legal entity, like one company, like in Hyderabad, you are implementing this product from July 1st. Then on June 30th, whatever the inventory available, that should be entered in the system in the new environment, that is opening stock.
That means a movement journal is used like one-time setup.
Exactly, you're right. Exactly, you're right. Okay. Fine. Okay, so I will show you sample example like intercompany stock transfer. Let us understand, and then we'll continue tomorrow about the remaining process. So let me go to DEMF company. So I'm creating a purchase order. Take the example. Okay, I'm creating a purchase order. This is pure finance, sorry, pure T&L only. But finance people also, if you you can understand this process. So I'm creating a purchase order in DEMF company. I need material. So I'm selecting US001. Vendor US001. Now click OK. Observe the message. There is a message comes automatically. look at this one. A message came. What is this message? Intercompany sales order DMF 00111 has been created. What do you mean by this one? Means in USMF, if you go to USMF, sales orders, one sales order was created with the DEMF 011 automatically. Okay, here no lines exist. Now what I will do, I will add lines here. Suppose D001 I'm taking. Seven quantity I will enter. I need 7, suppose 8 quantity I have entered. I'm sorry. Now if you look at this one, if you refresh, that quantity will be updated here. Otherwise I will close and open. It may not be refreshed immediately. Let me close and open. Then that quantity will be updated here. One second. Whether it is D001 is available or not in this company or not, I need to verify. In this, yeah, it is available. I'm not creating anything. It will be, let me refresh once again. In sales order, refresh. Okay, let me go back to this DEMF. It was updated with the D008 quantity. This is sales order. I have entered in the purchase order. So if you enter in the purchase order, automatically it was updated. Now look at this one. Warehouse is updated 13. The warehouse is updated 13. So here for the item, default warehouse will be there. Let me show you this item. Product information management in USMF. Release the products. So for D001, there will be a engineer tab, like here manage inventory, default order settings. Default order settings. If it is available, we can map here. Yeah, it is available. Look at this one. 1 and 13. If it is not mapped here, this is default warehouse. If it is not mapped in this case, then what happens? So sales order should be created with warehouse. If it is not mapped here, then from where it will be captured means usually it will be captured from default order settings. But if it is not exist, then it will capture from inventory management parameters, fallback warehouse. This one. if it is not mapped, suppose, then it will create problems. So now it is pop-uping message. That's why it is suggesting always map a fallback warehouse. Now read, can anyone read this one? Anyone, please? Ajay, Venkat, Kishore. Yeah. Whether I'm audible? Okay, fine. So here it is telling like, if you are using intercompany, remember to specify a fallback warehouse to ensure that system can identify a warehouse when you create a order lines. A fallback warehouse can be set in the inventory management parameters or per site in the fallback warehouse for site page. So that is the reason we need to map inventory management parameters. Fallback warehouse should be mapped. Understood? Any doubt here? Any warehouse you can map, either 21 something. Fine. So automatically, if it is created purchase order, automatically sales order was created. Now this sales order company, they will dispatch the material. They will dispatch the material. Then packing slip, like product receipt, will be updated. Let me post this one. Post packing slip. I'm updating. It was dispatched. Mumbai company has dispatched material. Okay, stock is not available. That is the reason it is throwing error message. Let me increase the stock, or let me verify on hand inventory D001. Okay, so I'm doing adjustments. So warehouse 13, I need stock. So I'm increasing to 25 something. Actually, this is not the best practice. I'm just using workaround solution to increase the stock. But in real-time scenario, we will do the purchase order. This company will do the purchase or production. Then only stock will be increased. Okay, now let me do for once again packing slip. So like Mumbai company is sending the material. So Mumbai company has updated packing slip. Now Hyderabad company is receiving material. I'm doing, of course, we need to do a confirmation. Now a receive tab on product receipt. Product receipt. Look at this one. If I'm clicking product receipt, look at, observe this one. Product receipt number is updating because this packing slip number will become a product receipt number for this company. So it is packing slip number is SPK 0001978 that number is automatically updating. Because both companies are same, that is the reason it is coming. You can update. And if they did invoice, automatically same, that invoice number will be populated here. You can do the invoicing. Okay, what are the prerequisites? What are the preconditions to do all these things? I will explain you tomorrow. I have a little bit some other work, so I'm stopping here 10 minutes before today. We'll continue tomorrow. 6 to 7 for T&L, 7 to 8 SCM. Sorry, 7 to 8 it is finance. Okay, fine. Okay, I'm stopping here for today. We'll connect once again
Thank you,
tomorrow
sir.
morning. Yeah, welcome. See you all.
Thank you, Satya.